Have you read the paper? Do you hear what they say? Now, I believe a lot of us have listened to the radio or you've been reading social media write ups. People have been saying a lot of things about the coronavirus, and right now, we're all feeling the symptoms of this virus. Now, when I'm talking about the symptom, I'm not just talking about the cough and the fever, I'm talking about the mental impact of fear. I'm talking about the disruption and the doubt as the world has never seen before. The world has come to change before our eyes. Suddenly, we are seeing the world in a different light, and it has brought a lot of fear into the hearts of people. And that's what I want to talk about today. A lot of times people are asking questions. What if I already have the virus? Yesterday I think I was sneezing, and I was sneezing, and of course the thought came to my mind, but immediately came to my mind. I had to dispel it, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people. We are thinking, what if I have the virus? What if I've infected somebody? What if somebody has infected me? What if this shutdown that we're experiencing right now, what if it gets worse? What if? But let me tell you something, that what if is just the gateway to sanity and isn't the solution. Think about it. You can imagine the worst from now to tomorrow. It's not going to bring anything good to you. It's just a cauldron for fear and doubt. So I want to say to you this afternoon, get out of this guesswork business. There is no future in it. There is no future in it. Trying to figure out what the world will look like in 1 week from now, or what the world will look like in 1 month from now, would not help you at this moment. It's not going to change anything. The speculation will not help. It's what we only do to just feed your doubt and feed your fear. Now let me also say this, that just because a train of thought has been going around on social media, it doesn't mean you should ride on that train. It doesn't mean you should join it. A lot of people are saying different things. One of the things I will tell you right now is that you begin to think how you will shut down on the information you're gathering on social media, because it's going to feed your doubt. It's going to feed your uncertainty. Now, people are beginning to say that nothing is certain any longer. The future is uncertain. But let me say this to you. Has the future ever been certain? Think about it. Was any one of us guaranteed tomorrow? Now, we know people are dying, and my heart goes out to people that have experienced, they're experiencing the symptoms, or people that have lost someone. My heart goes out to you. But I will say this to every one of us, that death is not new. People have been dying in their numbers even before coronavirus came. Right now we have more diseases, more sicknesses that are killing people than even coronavirus. But one thing that very few of us have realized, or very few people are realizing, is that fear is a spirit. Now, fear is not just something that is just happening. It's a spirit, and it's not just a state. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 says, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but has given us the spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. You see, fear is a spirit, and it's not just a state of fear. Now, as a believer, I want to say to you that it is not okay to be afraid. Now, I know it's normal to be afraid, but it's not okay to be afraid. And don't give it a name that it's just a phobia. Now, let me say that it's not like sometimes I don't feel afraid, or sometimes there is no reason to be afraid. I'm saying that even while there are reasons to be afraid at this time, you need to watch it that you're not living in fear. Because fear is the devil's inroad to people's lives. Fear is very bad. I was studying about it. Even scientists, neuroscience has even said that fear is killing more people than even the virus. I want to let you know that the devil is powerless where there is no fear. If you look at the scripture, Hebrews chapter 2 verse 5, I read, it said, for as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him who had the power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Now, what the scripture is saying, that Jesus Christ came to deliver us from the devil. And it said the way the devil was operating, that he was operating through the fear of death. The Bible talked about people that were their whole lifetime subject to bondage by the fear of death. And I can see it happening all around us. There is fear everywhere. You go out on the street, you see people so scared. While somebody can say, but come on, why shouldn't I be scared? Are people not dying every day? I want to say that, see, people have not been, it's not today that people started dying. People have been dying every day. And I'm not trying to pull down the reality of this pandemic or trying to put it down, but I'm saying something to you guys that this is not a season, this is not a time to give in to fear. If you look at another scripture, Genesis chapter 3 verse 11, this was the first time that fear was mentioned in the Bible, or a scenario around fear. And it said from verse 11, and it said, who told you that you were naked? It was God asking asking Adam. He said, who told you that you were naked? He said, have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you not to eat? As I said, this is the first case of fear in human existence. Now let's look at verse 10 and see what happened before that time. Now, so before that time, Adam had eaten of the fruit and went to hide himself. So God was not speaking to him, and God asked him a question. And look at what Adam's response in verse 10 of that chapter. He said, and Adam said, I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. So Adam said, I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. That was the first time fear was mentioned. Now look at God's response. This was strange to God. To God, what are you talking about? Where did fear suddenly come in? Because it was God's man, Adam, that God had just created. There was nothing like fear. Now to God it was strange, because fear is a spirit, and God knew, even the devil knew where it had come from. God knew that this thing that is just happening to Adam came from somewhere, and God knew that the source was the devil. And God asked Adam, said, who told you that you were naked? Who told you? You see, I want you to know that fear is a product of wrong information. When you get wrong information, you feed yourself with fear, and the devil takes advantage of it. Fear is inspired by the devil because words are spirit. Jesus Christ said in John 16 and John 6 verse 63, he said, the words I speak to you are spirit and life. Words are spirit. You see, the devil's strategy has always been to use the media to plant fear in men's hearts. Think about it. The media is feeding us with a lot of information. Now, it's not like these informations are bad in themselves, but the thing about it is that what has this information done? The devil has taken advantage of it and spread fear in people's hearts. Now it's not becoming the order of the day. It's not becoming the order of the day. It's not becoming the order of the day. And check it out. More people are going to die because of this fear, and not even the virus itself. There's a scenario in the Bible that I'm going to read in 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 8 to 10. Now there was this great guy, or this giant called Goliath. We know the story. Now the Bible said that for 40 days Goliath stood in front of the soldiers of Israel, and Goliath continued tormenting them every single day. Goliath kept shouting, don't you guys have any strong person to come fight me? And Goliath was ridiculing them. Now let's read something and take out something from it. So I'm going to read it from verse 8 to 10. Okay, let me read from verse chapter 17 from verse 11. And it said, on hearing the Philistines' words, that's in Goliath shouting every day, Saul and all the Israelites were dismayed and terrified. So what Goliath was doing was that Goliath was saying words, saying things that was breeding fear. Imagine a whole army of soldiers, valiant men, all scared. No one could speak out. That's always been the agenda of the devil. He uses the media to feed us with information, wrong information. Now think about it. A lot of people have been coughing before now. A lot of people have had symptoms of fever before now. But why does it seem like right now, any little symptom of fever, you begin to wonder, have I caught the virus? That is the enemy at play. That's the enemy at play. First Peter chapter 5 verse 8 says that your adversary, he said, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. The devil's strategy has always been this. The Bible did not say he is a lion. It said he walks like a roaring lion. Now, how does a lion operate? When a lion goes into the jungle or comes out from where he is, the lion roars. And when the lion roars, what he's doing is that he's announcing to the other animals in the jungle that he's around, thereby instilling fear in the hearts of other animals. Think about it. The lion is not the biggest. The lion is not the fastest. The lion is not the strongest. But why is the lion the king of the jungle? Because the lion understands how to put fear in his prey.